Tonight, we have an exclusive interview with a woman who thought she had signed up for insurance through Obamacare, but it hasn't happened. Joining me now, Carol Cusa, one of the many so-called Obamacare orphans, and with us, Avik Roy, a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Welcome to you both. Carol, I want to start with you. You have had some frustrating weeks trying to get signed up for Obamacare. Tell us why you were looking for coverage and what happened.
Well, I was looking for coverage because I received a letter last May stating that as of December 31st of 2013, my current insurance was not going to go forward. So I was very proactive. On October 1st, I started looking into this, attended a seminar given by my state senator on the east side of Manhattan, and chose a navigator to help me walk through the entire process.
So you went and got special help. You were
Absolutely.
out there the first day the program was available.
Very early on,
Do you
yes.
have coverage?
I don't know. I really don't know. I finally did sign up through the navigator on November 6th. I had gone down to meet with this person a month earlier on October 11th. The computers were not working. We waited, things were being worked out. And on November 6th, I signed up through the New York State of Health and the help of a navigator. And I was told that I would be receiving the bill in the mail in the next couple of weeks. When it got to be the first week of December and no bill arrived, I started making phone calls to Empire Blue Cross, who I chose as my new insurance coverage, and they had not even received my application. And then on December 20th, I received a call from Empire Blue Cross saying they had received my application.
All right, Avik, Carol is one of these orphans who has gone through the process, struggled to try to get coverage. It was no easy thing, using a navigator and working very hard at trying to sign up. And now she doesn't even know if she has coverage. How unusual is she?
Well, the federal government, the Obama administration, is claiming there are only about 13,000 or so people in this situation. But if you talk to insurance executives, it's a lot more. It's more like 5 to 10% of the people who've selected plans on the exchanges. And about 2 million people have selected plans on exchanges, actually a little bit more than that now. So we're talking about 200,000, 300,000 people potentially having this problem.
Now, Carol, how well did the website work for you?
I didn't actually work the website myself. I worked it through this navigator, who we did choose a plan, and I selected the silver medal tier on November 6th. And it gave me a letter saying that I had signed up and that I would be receiving a bill in the mail.
But they haven't cashed your check.
No, and that was what I was getting to before. When they finally told me that they received my application, I was told to send a check to Empire Blue Cross, which I did on December 21st. And as of 4:40 this afternoon, my bank confirmed that the check has not been cashed.
So I think there are probably a lot of people like Carol all over the country who are saying, hey, I did the right thing. Where's the coverage?
It's a huge problem, and these exchanges have been. We found out in November when one of the top IT officials in the administration testified before Congress that the systems for paying the insurers hadn't even built yet. This was as of November 15th, 6 weeks after the exchanges were launched. They hadn't even been built. They hadn't even begun to build them. So they aren't finished yet, and so a lot of the insurers are pretty nervous about that.
That was so shocking to me. Here we roll out this program, and the website's not even done. Carol, tell us how do you feel about this? And what's your message? Because you voted for the president. You've been a supporter of the president.
Yes, I have.
What do you think now?
I just feel a bit disappointed because I grew up in an era that you had trust in your president and trust in your government. And, it just seems to not be playing out that way. Another thing I'd just like to bring up is my doctors have informed me that they are not accepting Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield signed up for through the Affordable Care Act. It's almost as if, I purchased a phony designer handbag. It's not the real thing.
So can't keep your doctor. This is another example of somebody who's out there trying to sign up for coverage, and under Obamacare, they can't keep the physician that they probably had for years, used to using, used to working, probably knows her history. That's so frustrating.
If she's able to actually eventually get her insurance card, though, she is in theory one of the people who's going to benefit from Obamacare because she's eligible for a fairly large subsidy under the structure of the Obamacare exchanges. So the net premium to her should be a lot lower, something like 60 to 70% lower than what she was paying before.
It's not meaningful, though, if she's not getting the card in the mail and having the check cashed. Tell me, what would you like to see happen now? What's the message you'd like to give to the president?
I would like, I don't know if he could do anything. I think it's gotten to a point that the insurance companies have to act quickly on this. I'm just fearful that if, I need to go to a hospital or a doctor,
right.
I have no card to show. I have a letter that says I did sign up. I mean, that I did do, but I have no official card to show any facility.
And that's the problem these orphans are in, is because if something happens, and the tragedy is that her policy was canceled probably because of Obamacare. Now she's in a period of time, Carol, where you have no coverage at all. It's just not fair. And I know people out there are just deeply frustrated. Today, we just got news that the government's firing CGI, one of the main providers of software and technical support on the website. Are you surprised, and what does this tell you?
Well, I'm surprised that CGI was hired in the first place. They had an incredible record of failure. The government in Ontario, a province in Canada, had hired CGI to build a registry of diabetes patients in the province of Ontario. They spent $46 million on this. Complete disaster. They had to abandon the project because CGI's technology was obsolete. They have a record of doing this over and over again, but they lobby a lot. They spend $200,000 a year donating to people on the Hill, and they're very politically connected in terms of navigating the bureaucracy. So that's why they get hired for these jobs. The administration has, like the federal government has always done, they're very political and bureaucratic in the way they make these decisions. And so, yeah, they should have fired CGI, but they should never have brought CGI in the first place.
And Carol was talking about how insurers need to get on the stick and work faster. Why aren't they?
Well, part of the problem, I mean, the insurers are doing everything they can. I actually do believe that because it's in their interest. They're the ones losing money if people don't pay their premiums but think they're covered, pay, they're charged for the claims, et cetera, et cetera.
They're not getting accurate information from the website to begin with, right?
They're doing everything they can quietly and politely with the administration to convince them, work with them to get this program up and running. But they're the ones who are getting stepped on as the political football through.
Carol, I hope you'll come back and let us know how this resolves itself.
Anytime.
We really feel for you, and we know you're just one of many folks out there who are experiencing this frustration and anxiety. Thank you so much for telling your story. Avik, thanks for coming on.